Today we're going to be doing a melting holiday tree stem activity. It's going to be super fun, so here are the things that you'll need. The things we're going to need for this experiment is baking soda. This is going to help us make the mixture. We're going to need a little bit of water. We're going to need a bowl and a spoon to mix that up in. We're going to use paper plates, scissors, and tape in order to make the cones so that we could put the tree mixture in. I also have some food coloring and glitter so that we can decorate the trees. This part is optional. And we are going to melt the trees with white vinegar. We're also going to need a container of some sort to be able to put in the freezer. So I've already made the 4 cones. They're a little crazy looking, but they don't have to be perfect. It just needs to be a mold for our mixture to go in. So I cut a paper plate in half and basically just twisted itself together to make a cone. You don't need to worry about if there's some space at the top. I just taped mine up. We just don't want the mixture to fall out. But it doesn't have to be perfect, just make sure that it's taped up very well on the sides so that it doesn't come apart when we put it in the freezer. So for our mixture, I'm starting off with about 2 cups of baking soda, and I'm just gonna pour some water in. We want the mixture to be packable, so we can always add more water if we need to. This is the kind of consistency we are looking for when we make our mixture. You want it to be able to squeeze it and it would stay together. You're still able to crumble it, but it does hold its shape in your hand. At this point is where you would add your food coloring or your glitter if you have it and you want to decorate your holiday trees. This is what the mixture looks like after I've added some food coloring and some glitter. You're going to want to use a spoon to pack it into our cones, just so you don't get food coloring on your hands, and then we're going to place them in the container for the freezer. So I was able to do 3 trees with the amount of baking soda I used, which was about 2 cups. So I filled them up. You're going to want to make sure it's all tightly packed into the cones. And I just put it in a Tupperware, and we're going to place it in the freezer overnight so that they can harden and set. Hey y'all, so it's a couple of hours later. Our cones have been frozen. They are now pretty solid. You should be able to just peel off the plate. We want to be careful that they don't crumble. I'm going to put some extra baking soda on the bottom of the little container that we put in the freezer, just like for some extra snow. And this is also where you're going to need your white vinegar. If you have a turkey baster, you can put it, you could put some vinegar in the turkey baster and use it like a dropper, or you could just pour it on top. It doesn't really matter. It's all going to be the same anyways. So yeah, I'm going to take the paper plates off of the mixture and I will be right back. All right, so this is what my trees look like after I took them out of the molds. So I just put some baking soda in the bottom just for snow and some extra melting to happen when we pour the vinegar over it. They're pretty solid. I left them in for probably like 2 hours in the freezer, and I just cut the tape off the sides of the paper plates and it just came right off. You need to be a little bit gentle with them, but just again, make sure that they're really packed into the cup when you put them in the freezer. So yeah, now we're gonna take our vinegar and we're gonna just pour it over the trees and we're gonna watch the experiment happen. Okay, here we go. You can use a turkey baster if you have it. I don't have one, so I'm just gonna pour the vinegar straight onto the tree and we're gonna watch the experiment. Oh my gosh. Can hear it. So as we can see, our trees have melted quite a bit. You can tell that where the vinegar is like staying up is where they're melting. It's really cool to watch. And as you leave it in there, the trees will continue to melt. I think because they're cold, it probably takes a little bit longer, and they're very dense because we packed them so tightly in the paper plates. But the whole point of this reaction was to watch the reaction between the vinegar and the baking soda. So it's such a fun way to think about science, and it involves a little bit of holiday spirit. So when we poured the vinegar directly onto the trees, we could see the instant reaction that they had together, both the vinegar and the baking soda. And you can see here the trees are continuing to melt. So as we leave it and just let it sit in the vinegar, you can tell that the trees are slowly starting to melt away. And it'll probably take a little bit longer just because these were some pretty big trees. But you can definitely tell that the vinegar is reacting with the baking soda, and you can also still kind of hear it. I just wanted to give you guys an update. We've left it for about a half an hour now, and as we can see, the trees have warmed up a little bit from being in the freezer and have almost completely melted with the vinegar. So it's such a cool experiment to watch, and the longer you leave it, the cooler it looks once it's been melted. It's really awesome. So the point of this activity was to get you thinking about science in a different way, involving a little bit of holiday spirit into it and just making it a little bit fun. I hope you enjoyed. It was really fun to do and such an easy experiment to do at home. Thanks for watching.